Hello. How good to see you again. It's been so long. It hasn't really, it's only been a couple of days. Let's check if I'm not talking to myself again. No, I'm not. I mean, it's not always a bad thing speaking to yourself, is it? So, good to see you all. So, we've had a couple of live streams already this week. We are heading off into the weekend. And it's been a good week. I'm feeling a bit better in myself. Good to see you, Dave. I'm okay, mate. I'm just saying I feel a bit better in myself the last couple of days, which is nice. The channel's just hit 5,000 subscribers, and I will just say, guys, as I said on Discord, I haven't done any more posts about it. Apologies. I haven't done any more posts, mainly because I've said it I've so many times. Way back, I think, well, not way back, about 2 or 3 years ago, if you would have asked me the same question, yeah, I think that 5,000 subscribers would have been a multiple post situation. You know, we've hit 5,000 subscribers, you know, onwards and upwards. It still is. Still, I'm proud. But for me, I'm not doing this for the views and the statistics. It's nice when a video does well. It's nice when someone with millions of subscribers and followers shares your video or comments on the video. Sure, it's fantastic. It's lovely. It builds your confidence up. And really, it's all it is for me. It's a hobby, and it builds me confidence, and it gets me speaking on camera. It gets me meeting new people like you guys. It opens so many opportunities for the channel in terms of hosting particular videos, and that's great. If the video has one view, I won't go ahead and delete it and re-upload it. There's people that do that, and I'm not hitting at them. I'm absolutely not. That isn't a jab at those guys, because those guys are making a living off YouTube, and it's their livelihood, and I respect them, because doing that as a full-time job, essentially a career, is difficult. It gets emotional, it gets stressful. Anyway, guys, thank you, everyone. No, I really appreciate it. It's great. It is nice. I've always said if we hit 10,000 subscribers and stuff, that would be it for me. I wouldn't exactly quit, but I'd be like, that's it. I'm not bothered. But to me, you know what, 5,000 is great. It's great. It honestly, it's fantastic. Today we've got another giveaway. I have got one copy of this airport. We're taking a look at the latest Orbx release now. We'll talk about things as we get on, because I've got a couple of things to obviously discuss and stuff like that. But let's get on to the main screen here. We're going to start off in Brunswick Golden Isles and make our way down south towards. Dave, thank you so much, oh my god. Thank you so much, mate. I will, mate. I absolutely will, and I'll raise that coffee up to you. I'm not a big drinker. I will, socially drink if I'm. But it's mostly when I go out for meals. But I will get it. There's plenty of places around where I live where I can get a nice coffee, mate. So I'll be raising that coffee to you and everyone else. Thank you so much, mate. That's amazing. I always get really sort of I'm not one to go red in the face or get like that, but I honestly, when I see that happen, and it it does happen very rarely, yeah. Fantastic. So we'll be heading south down to Kilo Sierra India, which is St. Simons Airport. This is Orbx So we'll talk more about sort of how it all works with Orbx more recently, but we'll get on the ground at Golden Isles and we will take a little flight. The reason why I'm doing flights a bit more now is, I mean, I've got the setup now for it. It's a lot easier to do all this. And to be honest with you, it's just a nice little intro, especially for the smaller airports. Airports like Hong Kong, for example, I need as much time as possible at that scenery to really, show you around it. For small airports like this, it's a bit easier. And we can see the approach on one of the runways. There we go, the Tobii Eye Tracker in full force again. I will stick Tobii Eye Tracker on today as we fly, but we're taking the Ducky edition. Now, this is, and you guys will probably know who Wombii is, but he's done some fantastic freewares and paywares. This is his latest payware. This is available on the marketplace only. Aerodessa, good to see you. Hello. Thank you for popping in. As I say, guys, I have got a copy of St. Simons Island Airport to give away. You will need an Orbx account. It's PC only, and this airport is a 2024 native airport. So keep that in mind if you do want to enter. It's the same way you enter. You're active in the chat, I'll pick a winner, that sort of thing. Oh, sorry about the camera there, folks. And yeah, good luck to everybody. I've had a quick look around this one, as I always do. And it's nice. It's nice from what I've seen, but we need a good look at it. Ivan, good to see you. Nice to see everybody in the live chat getting involved already. As I say, this is the latest Orbx release. But we're going to have a little look at it. We're going to do a flight inwards. What I did want to show, it's not in the title because it's sort of a late edition, if you like, is Wombii's new little... This is lovely. This is very nice, and it just adds a little layer to the default 152. As you can see, some tie downs there, which look fantastic. This is the 152 Ducky edition. Very, very cute, very lovely. Some lovely little details in this one. This is from Wombii. Everyone knows him. If you don't, go and check out his stuff. He's got some fabulous freeware stuff and some payware. This is marketplace only, guys. I think you're gonna be able to get this one for about £7. It's around $7.99 for this one. I've been looking for this new 152 in the marketplace. I can't find it. Is it better than the WB50? I don't know, because I didn't spend much time with this one, Z. If I'm going to be totally honest, I did fly the one, the WB Sim 152. I can't make the comparison. This is the first time I've flown it as well, if I'm going to be totally honest. This is the first time you're seeing it and I'm seeing it. I believe it is in the marketplace, as far as I'm aware. It's out now. Yeah, $7.99. So you're going to be looking at around £5.56, something like that, for this one. And it's it's centered around duck themes. But once you click on the 152, and it's not a separate entity in the aircraft selection. You click on the standard 152, and then inside there it's a variant, and then you can click on there's a lot of liveries, there's a lot of and they're really nicely done as well. The paint job on them, all centers are set around ducks, and you've got like little ducks in there as well. The tie downs are on here as well. You can take those off, of course. And yeah, it's the liveries are the quality of them is really, really nice. As I say, this was kind of a late addition to the live stream. I just said to Wombii just then that I'll do the flight to St. Simons in this one, and we'll have a little look inside. Here we go, guys. Let me just recenter Tobii. Oh, too far, Tobii. So here's the Ducky. Look at this one. Look at it. Look at him. He's got a little plane. Now, does he shake with the plane? You'll see that there's obviously different paintwork in the interior, which is fantastic. Turn all the way around there. Obviously, it's 152. It's very minimal. But yeah, little ducky there. Now, each one has a different duck, which you can change on the fly, by the way, to cats as well. We'll leave it on the default ducky, and we'll get the 152 started. As I said, I've repeated myself a few times. Does he bobble if you flick him? Not if you flick him. Does he bobble when you turn the aircraft? We'll find that out. When you click on him, he just changes. But I believe there is different duckies for different liveries. Let me just get on to, before we set off, guys, I do apologise. Let me just get on to the screenshots that Wombii sent me over. As I say, it's $7.99. So Ducky Edition is a collection of 25 mildly duck-themed classic liveries, 5 moving glare shield mascots, so they do move. Mascots, a rubber ducky cargo, if you put it into the cargo edition, I guess. And basically a variety of other enhancements and bug fixes to the default Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 Cessna 152 to make this classic aircraft shine and behave closer to the real one. Requirements: this package extends the features of the default 152. It requires the 152 to be active in your library, of course. Gauge lights: the 152 had factory options for gauge cluster post lights. Check out the post lights by using the panel light below the yoke to adjust the brightness of the instrument lighting, and 3 positional switch overhead console to switch between post lights, red glare shield lights, and both compass and radio panel displays hooked to the radio as well. CFI Ducky on top of your glare shield has 4 friends. Click on the Ducky, switch between them. Some of them glow at night, so you can get the benefit of the Ducky. Ducky is not just for fun. I find having physical-based movements in the cockpit helps provide a better impression of forces affecting the aircraft, making it easier to control the aircraft and keeping the turns coordinated in the sim. It also helps with immersion both in 2D and VR. Do you lock your wheels under braking? Do you lock your wheels under braking? Just look at the Ducky. Is the aircraft feeling empty, lonely? Load up some cargo using the EFB and take a look at the new friends behind you. Okay, we can do that. There's now a limit 120 to £40 pre-flight. New engine covers and pilot cover, pitot cover, replaced wheel chocks and tie downs. All pre-flight items can be put in place in flight by clicking them where they belong on the aircraft. To remove the tags, you can use a physical the button click, as we've done before. The engine plugs and the pilot cover now work independently as well. Wheel fairings, as known as wheel parts, are installed on the aircraft as well. There's a lot, guys. There is a lot going on. EFB has been mounted to the actual the windscreen as well. You can see that. Fantastic. Dark cockpit panels for liveries, improved instrument radiant lighting behavior of the OMI marker, audio panel behavior, close to real aircraft dimming and audio knobs on and off working. As I stated in the beginning of the feature 152, I fixed several issues and came across them. Many have been written on the bug reports for them, posted cause and solution to existing bug reports. Hopefully these will be fixed officially and there will be longer necessary to include them in the package. I therefore recommend that you do not purchase this package for bug fixes, as they should be considered temporary. And we've gone through those lists of features. It's pretty extensive. It's pretty extensive, pretty nice. Let's see about the cargo. Where's that? Where have I lost it? Let's see if we can do this. I don't see the duckies. Oh. Maybe we've got to do it in that one. Oh, you've got to load it into the aircraft, silly ass. Jesus Christ. There we go, guys. Look at that. I've got to take this Tobii eye tracker off so you can see it properly. Bear with me. There we go. Look at those fellas. Nice. And then we've got some boxes here as well. All very nicely done. You know, the actual, the objects themselves and the texture on them's really, really nice. Pretty cool. Love to see it. Love to see it. I'll tell you what we'll do. We will turn the lighting down. Hey, look, he's glowing up. He's glowing up. He's glowing up. We'll see him a bit better. I like the default Ducky. Anyway, let's get everything turned on. Right, okay. Let's take this away. And is our fuel open? Close open. Perfect, okay. Perfect. Here we go, guys. Panel lights. Let's have a little look. Where did he say it was? Behind the... There we go, look at that. I'm sure he said there was some others though. Ah. It's a nice touch. Ah, right, okay. Both. So you can have the gauges. And then just the actual panels. Nice. There you go. Spot on. Spot on. And as you can see, the ducky's moving. Little vibrations of the ducky. There he goes. As I say, guys, I have got a copy of this airport to give away. Orbx were nice enough to send me a copy of the airport to have a little look at, and obviously give you guys a chance to win a copy of it as well. I believe Orbx, bear with me. I believe Orbx also want me to have a look at another airport for them. Well, another two actually. So do keep an eye out. But yeah, the Ducky does move. He moves pretty well as well. There you go. Look, there he is. He's kind of drooping over. There we go. I haven't got a clue where I'm going in this airport, guys, so you'll have to just bear with us. He's going everywhere. Look at him. But yeah, so the thing with Orbx is that we saw Orbx for a long time create their own airports under their name. Obviously now Orbx are selling, they have been for a long time selling their own products, selling other people's products as well. You know, they've got a lot of third-party developers behind them as well. But when it comes to their own airports, they don't really brand them under themselves. They're kind of they're publishing them basically. You know, they're selling them under their name, but essentially when you do buy an airport from Orbx nowadays, it's generally from one of their indie developers. This one being Andreas Hegi. I apologize, Andreas, if I didn't pronounce your surname right. Massive apologies, but this is from Andreas. I'll take you through the pricing and features when we get there. It's not a long flight. I'm assuming this should be okay to take this intersection. Maybe, I don't know. We might be pushing it here, mightn't we? I don't know. I didn't even look at the runway, to be honest. Let's have a little look and see if this is doable. Not your flaps down there. We can always turn around. I believe I might not be enough runway there. I should be also taking a look at their Mount Isa. I think that was before. I don't think that's been out long either. We'll just taxi down here, won't we, and then turn around. I think we've got to go this way anyway. Mount Isa Airport as well at some point. Might also have a copy of that to give away. And also as well, I probably might not even be able to say this, but as far as I'm concerned, it's it's good for you guys to know, but I also should be able to give you a pre-release showcase for Atlanta, their upcoming Atlanta scenery, which again, it will be a indie developer doing it. I'm not too sure what indie developer is doing Atlanta, but I also believe it is an indie developer doing it. I believe it's the same one who did one of the Stockholm airports, or at least just Stockholm airports. But I could be wrong on that one. But yeah, I should be giving you guys a chance to see Atlanta, so Hartsfield Jackson, when that releases, which will be quite cool. Massive airport. We've got our duckies safe in the back. Let me just make sure that we're going the right way. So we're going to make a right-hand turn when we get out of here. Thompson, good to see you, bud. Good job. You are not a spy. No secrets here. I mean, at the end of the day, Dave, it's one of those, isn't it? There's an opportunity to do it, and I've been told I might be able to, so maybe I'm not going to be able now. So let's get over to St. Simons and have a good look around as we usually do. Not flown the 152 for a long time. My rudder pedals are just giving me grief on these. Oh, look at the Ducky. Look at the Ducky on the dashboard. There we go. Sky looking absolutely incredible. Let's turn the lights down a bit and see if we can have a little glow in the dark. Look at the glow in the dark Ducky. There he is, guys. So if you're wondering, this is Wombie's newest payware add-on. I think it's going to cost, in the UK, I think probably around £4 to £6. It's $7.99, so $7.99, and it just gives the 152 lots of little different tweaks to bring it in line with obviously what you would be used to with the 152. No. But also give you some nice Ducky themed liveries and Dash mascots as well. There we go. Sunrise over there. Look at that. Good man. Is it liveries add-on? It's a bit of both, mate. So it's so it does a couple of things to the cockpit. Adds more realistic lighting to the realistic 152 to the real life 152. Obviously the FB's now on the windscreen there. Dashboard Duckies, 25 liveries, the gauge lights that we saw before, you can switch between them. There's a wired panel over the overhead, sorry. Added wheel pants / fairings and changed the chocks to the standard attachment system. AFB mounted flat gauge glass, improved instrument splash lighting, new engine covers, compass and radio displays, visible yellow duckies in the cargo apartment, in the cargo hold. It's got a bit of everything, Dave, by the looks of it. I don't know if it's on the same level as W Sims 152. I haven't had enough time with this. This is the first time I've flown it. It's the first time I've flown the 152 in a long time, to be totally honest. But as you guys know, with the smaller airports, we do have time to kind of go on a little flight, see what it is like to approach one of the runways, and then we can park the aircraft up and have a good look around. This isn't a long journey, this one. When we've made this turn, we'll see the airport. The reason why I wanted to go this way is obviously we're going all over these small, like Everglades almost. This is Georgia. So, you know, we're in between New York and Florida. But it's a lovely location to fly some GA. And the airport we're going to is, I would say, a bit of GA. Business jets are definitely welcome. Let's change it to a bit later in the year. But yeah, you get the view like this out the window. Golf courses, rivers and Everglades and marshland, and there you go. Looks fantastic. And by the looks of it, they have done Andreas, the developer behind this. Obviously, again, published and released by Orbx under their name. It looks like he's done a bit of work in the surrounding terrain and stuff like that, because it does look lovely. I had a quick look for it on Marketplace, but couldn't find it. Interesting. Let me have a little look at the screenshot. The screenshot he showed me is from the actual Marketplace. Now, he might already have access to it, but it might not be out yet. Let me just ask them, guys, whether it's out yet. Bear with us 1 second. I've just asked him, guys, and I'm just, if he says yet, then I'll say people are having trouble trying to find it. Obviously, if he says it's not out yet, then it makes sense. There we go. Ducky is lopsiding over there as well. There we go. But yeah, I was curious to have a little look at this. Now, over to the right, you can actually see the airport. Just over there. 2 runways, I believe. I think there's one goes across to the... I think that's east, over to the east. Even though that says south. And then there's one here as well. We'll make a circuit all the way around. And then we'll land. A lot of hangars, a lot of surrounding buildings with this one. You wouldn't think there would be surrounding buildings, but there is a built-up area around St. Simons. There's also a like a strip mall, an outdoor kind of shopping centre. They call them strip malls, don't they? I think. Just there, that's fully modelled. I'm also curious to have a little look at Mount Isa. I think it's Mount Isa. I think that's how you say it. Because I've had a little look at the product page for that, and it does look fantastic. As you can imagine, as you guys know, it's a there's a lot of airports coming out, and it's so hard to keep up with them, and it's so hard even to do live streams and keep up with. I can only imagine if I was trying to put videos out of each one. I used to, but I don't know how I did. Metz, St. Simons is only airport with a FBO that it has an open patio and pool. Yeah, so you guys will see this in the scenery. It turns into party time at St. Simons Island. But there you guys, you can see it. Now, for me, the airport's great, but the surrounding scenery is just incredible. I don't know if you would call them Everglades. I don't think that's right. Swampland. I don't even know. Swamps and sort of rivers running through them. The surrounding scenery is really, really nice. And actually, the photo, the satellite imagery around the airport as well, inside the airport, is also nicely done. But it has got a you are Mets. You are absolutely spot on. It is, and we'll be able to see all that when we land. But yeah, guys, there should be a couple of more live streams being set up within the next week or so. The official trailer for Burn and Blue Designs Gamston, Retford Gamston Airport will be released on the channel soon. That is just in the final stages of editing. I can't wait to show you that one. Another fantastic little UK airport brought to life by the chaps at Burn and Blue Designs. This one is released by Adam. And then I think we've got Kemble up next as well, possibly after that. That's looking fantastic. I can't wait to see Kemble in the simulator. The UK sort of graveyard for aircraft to go and die off in. Sad times, but it's looking fantastic. Kemble in the simulator. After Gamston, the official trailer for Gamston, guys, I am gonna be just popping in to do live streams for the 2 or 3 weeks, sort of. The start of March, which it is now, because I will be working on my next product trailer, which will be an aircraft trailer. I can't say any more about that one though, guys. I really can't. So Dave, there's absolutely no slip of the tongue on that one. There really isn't. But do stay tuned for that one. I know everyone's looking forward to seeing more of that particular product. And you know, as the year goes on, more and more opportunities for the channel. For me, it's do you know what? It's working with some of the friends that I've made over the years, and just, as I say, you know, being part of the community. Need to get some more community flights done. I'm way too high, I realise that, folks, but I am just gonna let the aircraft drop at this point. You can see Ducky's leaning back. See if we can give Ducky a bit of a look at him go. Hold on to your hat, Ducky. Hold on to your hat. But we'll have a good look around St. Simmons. As you guys know, I'm on Discord and social media. If you join any of those pages, servers, and whatever, you'll be able to stay up to date with the live streams and any videos. Yesterday there was a new freeware video, guys. So another 5. Well, there's 6. There's a 5 and a bonus for you guys to look at. More freeware airports to go and see if you like them or not. My particular favorite on that list was definitely Pula. It's very, very nicely done for a freeware. Definitely. And since then, I have actually started. Since then, sorry guys, I've just had a reply from Wombii. Yeah, and since then, we have another freeware bush video in episode 5 in 2 weeks, and I do have 3 more in the preparation process. One will look at 10 UK freeware airports, which I would say don't expect the usual suspects. I definitely don't. Then we're looking at, I think one will be focused at more GA airports, and then another episode will just be a mixture, you know, your international, your GA, your whatever. A couple of different stutters there, I've noticed, but it is what it is. So Wombii, let me just land the plane. I'll take you through what Wombii said. Throttle all the way back as well. That's all right. It's not too bad. We were almost stopping, so we'll just roll the aircraft off at this point. You can see the. Do you know what? There's a lot of stuff. Do you know what I think it is, guys? I do apologize. I've just remembered. I don't think I've closed thingy down. We'll taxi in, but I know why the simulator. I definitely didn't get this amount of, not so much the stutters, but the frames. But you can actually see the runway markings there as well. All custom. Ground textures are fantastic, I must admit. Let's taxi over here. So the reason you guys can't see Wombii's 152, the Ducky edition, is because it isn't out yet. He said, hopefully next week. I have requested release. It is in the status of pre-release. So it's out of his hands at this point. So that's the reason why you guys can't find it, is because it just isn't released yet. The reason why the sim looks like it's almost like a flip book at the minute, like a slideshow, is because I believe my photo video editor is still running. So I've noticed when DaVinci Resolve is still running, this is what it's like. As soon as I close it, things will improve. He says, hopefully. The duck moving so funny. He's hilarious, isn't he? I don't know what's happened to me taxi here. Jesus. I'm not here driving a tank. There we go. We'll just park up here next to this golf cart, which is obviously to take us over to the main terminal. I apologise for the stutters, folks. It's I know exactly what it is. Well, at least maybe it might not be the stutters. It may cut the engines there. There we go. Avionics off. All the lights off, and then battery. Perfect. I'll be getting it as soon as it's on Marketplace. He says it's out of his hands now because it's obviously in the pre-release phase. So, you know, it's like he's handed it off to Microsoft and they're just going to get it ready. Let's get Tobii Eye Tracker off now. And let me make sure, yeah, my video editor is still on. That is why. DaVinci Resolve must be, with it be, even though it's free, it must be a real resource hog. Perfect. Hopefully we see some kind of improvement there with the frames at least. Love me Cessnas. Do you know what? I still love the 172. I wish we had some developers doing some payware options for the 172 and the 152. I know obviously Coronado have done a few, but I'd love to see just the normal Skyhawk, the 172 as we got in the sim. I believe A2A might bring, because they did one, didn't they, for the older flight sims, or X-Plane or P3D. I've heard rumors that A2A might be bringing the 172 into the sim. Don't know when, but I'm pretty sure they have teased it on social media. Right, guys, so giveaway, as I say always, just to go through the sort of the the requirements. This is a native 2024 airport now from Orbx. The giveaway is PC only, and obviously you've got to have an Orbx account, because Orbx will basically add it to your account. There's no sort of redeeming process with that. Same with Indie Builds. I love the custom weather equipment, or I'm assuming is weather equipment, and I'm also assuming it's custom as well. It also could be default assets as well. You know, the SDK, the scenery editor, is quite good with various objects. These do all look custom though. Let's have a little look. Not obviously the most pin sharp, but I think in your aircraft it would be passable. Not bad, not bad. Kind of does look like it's backlit, you know, the lights with the, I would say, a clear sheet of plastic with the letters on there. Basically a light box, you know. But it looks good. Looks okay. Not too sure about the back. But from what I have seen, the night lighting is quite nice, so we will jump back to that. Let's have a little look at the hangars, because over this side of the airport, it is just hangars and a few little buildings surrounding the airport itself. As I said before, the actual from what I can see, the satellite imagery around the airport is it's nice enough. You know, it's better than what we had at Hong Kong. It's not perfect, but it also from a certain height, it's very nice. And I don't think we're getting we are getting a few of the photogrammetry trees popping through, but luckily they're not. You can't really see them coming out the top of the trees too much, you know what I mean? They don't look like a weird sort of structure of trees, like a Play-Doh. Although saying that, he's saying there's good he's saying there's good satellite imagery until you get over here. And the swampland and the forest is coming through. But the airport itself, must admit, runway and taxiway markings and textures look nice. Not bad at all. Let's have a little look at these hangars. Sorry guys, I know I've moved away from the giveaway. So yeah, of course the giveaway. At the end of the stream, I will pop the giveaway screen up on your screen, and I will pick a winner. I'll make sure that everyone who's entered wants to be entered. And once we've got your details, I'll send this through to Orbx, who will then add this to your account ASAP. I always tell people to be as patient as possible. I know some giveaways that I do a pre-release and people want them in their accounts as soon as possible. Sometimes, you know, it is, but obviously I have to liaise with the winner. I then have to get their details. I then have to send it on to the particular developer, and then that, you know, I have to hear back from that particular developer. Sometimes I won't hear back from them. You will just sort of, the prize will just end up in your accounts. But yeah, not bad. We got like nice bits of sort of detailing with the foliage, long view hangars. So that, you know, there's custom hangars that are native to this airport. I don't think any of them are default hangars. I think they're just, you know, basically made hangars. Some palm trees here as well. Do you get palm trees in Georgia? I don't know. I'm assuming these must be here. There's some signs and things around the building itself. What I would say is the signs themselves, they're not 3D, they're just in with the textures, and they're not very, very pin sharp, but they're all right. In fact, if you look at the texture themselves, you know, they're not spot on, are they? I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say it rivals some of the things that Indie builds or MK Studio, you know, those types. But if you consider that these airports are being made by, I believe, mostly just single developers, you know, they've put custom buildings in, which is great. They're all just for this side of the airport, everything's quite flat, you know. Texture wise, I can't really say much more than that on those buildings. This sign here has got a bit of a sort of a texture to it, you know. There's a bit of like it's almost like a metal sign. There's a bit of reflection going on there, a bit of rust on the side of the building there. And then obviously as well, we've got some little bits of you know, wiring and boxes on the buildings here, which again, nice little touches of detail. We've got no open hangars on this side of the airport. I know we do have over by the FBO and kind of if you like, the main apron of the airport. These buildings, I think, might be a mixture of sort of your default auto gens and some custom built ones. I think, in fact, it all could be custom built. But again, it is just to give the surrounding areas a bit more depth, and because the aprons and taxiways are, you know, a bit, you know, you're quite close to the perimeter road at this point. So I think the developer wanted to make sure that, you know, if you are getting close to here, there's a bit of detail going on as well. Quite a lot of hangars though. Over there you can kind of see the main stretch of the bigger hangars in the buildings, which is where we'll go to, and we'll sort of, you know, end the stream at. Hangars over here become a little bit bigger, and I will say I do like the ground textures here. They are really nicely done. Nothing's perfect, you know. There's a bit of wear and tear to the ground here. And you can see obviously the light bouncing off this taxiway here, which is illuminating all the imperfections, the tire marks as well, which is nice. I don't know how much of this is kind of customly made, or you know, Andreas has spent time doing this, but it's good implementation of it. There's the 152 sitting off over there as well. Nothing over there until we make our way over to like the strip mall and the shop. So what we'll do is we'll kind of continue our path around this way and then make a U-turn all the way back onto the main apron. If you are enjoying the stream, guys, please do leave a like, and if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do. As I say before, we have surpassed 5,000 subscribers now. Absolutely fantastic. As I said before, though, I do this purely for the community, and I know it sounds a bit of cliche, a bit cheesy, but I do this for my hobby. I do this for the community. There was part of my life 2 or 3 years back where I wanted to do this as a thing, as a career, make money off it. Everyone does, do you know what I mean? If you're spending time on YouTube a lot, like I was, you start to think about what it might be if it, you know, potentially could be a way to make a living. And I'll be totally honest, guys, as well as it making me feel absolutely sick and not enjoy aviation at all, and I'm talking every bit of aviation, not just flight simulation, it wasn't worth it in the end. Plus, I'm going to be totally honest here, I don't think flight simulation as a YouTube sort of career, or at least a thing to showcase on YouTube, is viable. And I mean that in the nicest way. I know there's channels on YouTube that do flight simulation, but they also do a lot of other things as well. There's some massive flight sim YouTubers, don't get me wrong, but they also do have other projects and other ways to create money. If you're doing this solely as just a way to make money, it's tough. There's particular topics that will get you a bit further, but if you're seriously doing like reviews and other things, it's quite hard. It's quite hard. You have to kind of be a bit silly almost. The Seaside Veterinarian Hospital, again, as you can see, guys, it's not pin sharp. There's no interiors or even parallaxing or anything. There's enough there to make it resemble the building as it is in real life. A couple of other more nondescript buildings, including what looks like, I don't know, this kind's it's on the outside of the airport perimeter, but these look like more hangars. I would say these are more storage units, maybe. I will, before we get to kind of the main sort of FBO and that main hangars, I will take you through the features of the airport as well. And like I said before, guys, this obviously Orbx once upon a time did produce, you know, they did have a team of developers who would make their airports. Now, obviously, it's great to see that they are given smaller developers an opportunity to be part of the Orbx team, but also get their own, you know, work out there and share it with Orbx customers. This one's floating. There you go. And this is an Andreas Hegi. Again, Andreas, if you see the stream or you're watching or you rewatch, I do apologize for the pronunciation. And then there's other indie developers who create airports under Orbx. I'm assuming they're under some kind of contract or some kind of exclusivity to where they have to develop for Orbx, or at least have to sell their airports under the Orbx store, which is absolutely fine. So having a little look at it, this is a native 2024 development built from the ground up using the latest SDK, ensuring maximum performance, stability, and compatibility with the new engine physics and environmental systems. Seamless photogrammetry integration, which, to be fair, it does do very well. I still hope Microsoft find a way to fix all this, and also the fact that this weird sort of transparent tree situation where it kind of glitches through buildings and stuff like that. Yeah, I hope there's a fix, but it does seamlessly inject into the surrounding photogrammetry really well. Expertly blended with surrounding environment to ensure natural transition between the airport grounds and the lush marshlands that we flew over before. Ultra high definition PBR, so physics-based rendering. Every surface from the sun bleach asphalt into the hangar walls, featuring ultra high definition physics-based rendering textures for realistic light interaction. On-site authenticity. We utilized actual on-site photography to create photo-realistic HD textures, including capturing the unique weathered look of the Atlantic coast. Dynamic and night lighting, immersive and dynamic lighting, which, to be very honest, guys, I have seen the FBO and some of the surrounding buildings, and at night admittedly it looks fun. It looks better than the daytime. It really does. It looks great. We'll carry on. Your fast jet's morning, or at least it's 20 past 8 for me, my friend Raphael. When I mean, at least you said morning and not just straight in with the Raphael when. I don't know, mate. I honestly swear to God I don't know, but from what I've seen, and you have seen the walk around video that I created with Azure Poly, I don't worry, mate. It's not far off. It's getting there. Be patient. I know you're very, very excited to see that, as well as many, many others. But right now we're looking at St. Simons, so McKinnon St. Island. This is in Georgia, over in the States. It's Orbx, the latest Orbx release. It is created by Andreas Hegi. Again, Andreas, if I've said the surname wrong, I apologize, my friend. But excellent work so far. Definitely one for your GA flying, and definitely your BizJets flying. I do like the bits of detail here. These are... yeah, these look like the boxes from the 152. Okay. Outdoors, hello. Good to see you. As I say, guys, I believe Orbx do want me to have a look at Mount Isa, which or Isa, Mount Isa or Isa. I apologize if it's either one of the two, but I believe they want me to have a look at that. It does look amazing, and I would love to take a look at it. And I think is it Australia or New Zealand? Either one. I'd like to head back over there and have a little look. It does look nice. Look at this. Now, what I find weird is all the signs up until this point, they've been to a certain standard, haven't they? This one is so good. Like, I can believe that this one has been 3D modeled and textured to any, photo referencing that they may have done. But that is very good. Like, the texture on that is better than the texture on the actual hangar itself. Pretty cool. We have got a surrounding fence as well, which, you know, I do love to see. It's all enclosed in the airport. No one's going to be running onto the aerodrome. Ape, good to see you. Nice to see you, bud. I hope you've been well. Really appreciate everyone coming in. As I say, there's a copy of this to give away. I've got one copy thanks to Orbx. Giveaways the same as always. Get yourself in the live chat when I give the prompt, and I'll get this sent over by Orbx as soon as I can. I will continue to do my live streams, folks, but as I said on countless times, they will more be focused on airports and scenery rather than aircraft. I think for me, if I'm gonna feature any kind of aircraft add-on, like I've done with Wombie's 152 Ducky edition, which I absolutely love, by the way, so fun and so nicely done as well. I think if I'm gonna sort of feature any aircraft on a live stream, it will be purely to use it to transition between an airport, to have a look at that scenery. So it won't be a dedicated aircraft live stream to show you the workings of an aircraft. It will just be to fly between an airport, and even then it'll have to be an aircraft that makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm not exactly going to be flying a 787 over here, or, you know, whatever, or A340-600 or anything like that. So yeah, let's carry on down the sort of the main apron, if you like. It's been a while since I've had a sort of look at any Orbx stuff, and as I say, Orbx and many other storefronts and developers have been so good to the channel, and we always have to thank those guys, because without their support, I literally couldn't do it, guys. Like, I couldn't do it because I just don't have the cash flow. I don't have the funds to buy the airports that I'm showing off. I'm just not in a position to do that. It's unfortunate. I don't work a job. I'm essentially a full-time dad at this point. I get opportunities to come onto my computer and do videos for you guys and live streams, but in terms of paying for sceneries and stuff like that, it for the most part it is all down to the developers and the storefronts for sending these on to me and being really nice to let me showcase them. The fuel depot, if you like, or the fuel section here, looks very nicely done. I think for me, what I'd say right now is the airport has it has its zones of being really detailed, and then some areas of where it's not so in your face, and, you know, for example, all the different stickers and all the little pieces here, you know, the bolts of the pipes and the you know the connections, the screws, the bolts, as I say, the stickers on this tank here, the little bits of, you know, rust and everything on the pipes, really nicely done, very detailed. And then this kind of porter cabin, if you like. Oh, what happened there? I don't know what that is. It's I've never seen that before, ever. But as you can see, when you get closer, you are getting some kind of definition between the edges and the. It's not just a square texture. There's no kind of depth to the windows or the doors, but again, what I would say, it's very nicely done. It's, you know, you're not going to be worried about this stuttering or losing frames, because it's very, very seamless in that respect. But there is I will admit, I don't want to say inconsistency, because that seems like a really harsh word, but there's some areas of the airport that is done better than the others. There's like a little sort of logo here, if you like, but you can't see much of it. But it is what it is. I do like this hangar here. There's like I think these might be windows with like almost like a green texture to them, like not a stained glass, but like a green texture to them. That looks like a Tesla. There's also a difference in the car models as well. Yeah, so that's Tesla. I think that's a Alfa Romeo, and then we've got a Aston Martin. And then is it an Audi, and then an Audi Jeep as well. So there's a few different, there's some custom bits, and then there's some just default cars being used. But what I would say, from what I've seen, just the quick look I had before, so while I was doing the thumbnails, is that there's some areas are done. Not so, like I said before, there's some areas that are done better than the others, but nearer to the main FBO, so where we are now in the main hangars, it seems to be. Well, you'll see. There's a lot more detail to it. So as you can see, the Phillips 66 sign here has got more 3D-ness, a depth to it. You can actually see it's been 3D modeled. Aerodessa. Whoa, hang on. What? Guys, you need to stop doing this to me. I mean, don't stop. I absolutely love it, but mate, I will get that. Mate, I will get Glide Slope Pro's Vegas. Someone has actually just done a Vegas comparison of the two airports. I don't know who it was. It popped up on my Facebook. So someone has beaten me to it. But I will, mate. I will get Glide Slope Pro, because actually I really, really want to see what they've done with their terminal. But yeah, mate, absolutely. Thank you so much, mate. Absolutely, guys, listen. As I say, a couple of you guys are our channel members. You pay, I think, maybe £2 or £3 a month. You get it, you pretty much only get some emojis from me. I don't do any kind of extra live streams or anything. That is just to purely help the channel make enough on sort of its threshold, if you like. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but you have to make £60 a month for YouTube to actually give you money. So if you make £40, you don't get it. It rolls over. When it comes to money, again, it's not about the money or the views. I do actually still pay for things. I pay for a music license that I have to use each month. That is £20. I have to, otherwise videos that I've made in the past will be taken down. One of those videos being the Bluebird Simulation 757 video. So as you can imagine, it's a hard pill to swallow, but I have to pay that license. There's other things that I pay for the channel for. So as I was always upfront with you guys, the channel memberships just help me stay afloat where possible. Super chats and anything else is just a bonus, and it helps me so much. And I all I can say is thank you, because the channel's surpassed 5,000. We know we're going to make our way up to 10,000 subscribers hopefully this year. And again, it's not about the subscribers or the views. It's about you guys and enjoying the videos and giving me some opportunities and recommendations to do other videos. And I really enjoy it. I like doing my hobby now. It's not something I get really stressed about doing, which is a bonus. This little sort of bin shed here is really, really nicely done. The brickwork, again, when you get up close, it's not your pin sharpest texture work, but the inclusion of the custom cars and bikes here is lovely. These look like default vehicles. I say that because the default vehicles in 2024 are just ridiculously detailed. Like, honestly, like, they really, like, this bike is definitely a default model. Some of the cars, I don't know if there's any included, but look at that. It does make me think that Microsoft did at one point maybe toy with the idea of also doing drivable vehicles. I do honestly believe that. I know some developers have done it. Obviously, we've got the Juice Goose by Parallel 42, the Cross Cart by Got Friends, a couple of other freeware ones. But I do think that they might even still be toying with it, but I think once upon a time this was a possible thing or something that they want to do, because that is just so detailed. Like, what? Like, that is, yeah, you guys can see it. There's something going on there. Really enjoy your content, mate. Always looking forward to it. I really appreciate it, mate. And this is the thing, guys. I know a couple of you guys tune in and watch videos and watch the live streams. Some things it's not your cup of tea. Just 1 week you might think, no, that's not what I want to see on that channel. And that is fair enough, guys. I will be very upfront with you right now and say, if you don't like a particular video, then by all means dislike it. But please leave some feedback. I'd rather have a bit of disliking the video and then a thing to say, this one wasn't for me. Tell me why it wasn't for you. Will I change it? Possibly not. It depends, doesn't it? Some people might want other videos, but yeah, don't just leave a dislike for the sake of it. I take criticism, and I don't just take it and go, yeah, well, F you, it doesn't matter. I will take it on board and try and, I'm trying to do a nice selection. As you've seen, I'm doing cinematics and trailers. I'm doing freeware videos. I admittedly need to do some before and after comparison videos now. But anyway, the job at hand. As you can see, one of you guys mentioned, I'm not too sure who it was. I apologize. Met 747. As you can see here, the FBO does contain a patio with a pool in it, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And admittedly, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to take a look at this airport, because after seeing this, I was like, what a weird place to want to go into the pool. It's kind of like Key West Airport. The amount of apartments and hotel resorts around Key West Airport was it's just ridiculous. But yeah, we'll get back to that. We'll actually swing round and end our journey at the FBO, because it's definitely one to have a look at. Again, as you can see, guys, more sort of 3D signs here with a bit more detail than what we've seen so far. I will have a look around at these things in the night lighting as well. Let me just double check if I've Wombii said I'll have to watch it on demand, your stream. I'm at my dad's birthday. No worries, mate, at all. No worries. No worries at all. If you're watching my live stream over your dad's birthday, then that's definitely it's, yeah. Anyway, LOD needs to be corrected on that object. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm personally, there shouldn't be any LODs sort of popping or anything on this one. I just don't think the objects and there shouldn't be. There was a bit before like that as well. When you get a bit closer, like the buildings and objects seem to obviously be a bit more defined, a bit more a bit, a bit more detailed. All the 2024 cars, so I'll be able to show you what I meant with the cars. So we had motorbikes before, but all these cars here now. This one is essentially a Dodge, I think a Dodge Charger, isn't it? But it reminds me of the GTA cars. Like they resemble the cars, but they're not actually the cars. But like, look at the detail in them. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, you can see the carbon fiber in the materials. Oh yeah, it gets a bit sort of, less defined. And guys, I'm not looking at the airport here. I'm looking at the default cars. If you decide to have a little go at scenery editor, which is something I'd recommend doing, by the way, it's good fun. I try to do a little airfield near to where I live, and it gets a bit stressful after a while, but it's good fun. But yeah, these are objects you can use, and they're just so detailed for what they need to be, in my opinion. Like, look at that. Is there any need? But yeah, we'll swing back to the FBO, but we'll have a look at the sort of the shopping centre and a couple of other surrounding buildings as we go around. There's riches. Again, I'll fully say that the buildings they serve a purpose. They're custom modeled to look like the buildings, but there's no sort of parallaxed interiors to them. There's no depth to the walls. There's a couple of bits where it does get a bit of shape to them, some edging and stuff. You got your AC units on the actual roof. I want to take a look at the hangar and the FBO last, because these would be, I would say, the defining buildings, the most detailed buildings. Did you find the prop texture on the hanging biplane missing? We're going to have a look inside the FBO and the hangar at the end, mate, just because I think those two are the, as I say, the most defining, the most textured and modelled area of the whole airport, which is fair enough. It keeps performance down and things running smoothly, I guess. Some water tanks and some boats here again. Andreas looks to have kind of used the satellite imagery here to help him fill in somewhere where cars have been parked and stuff like that. Again, some of this is photogrammetry and some of it is custom modeled, which is great. Yeah, it's in the FBO. Yeah, there is an interior to the FBO, and it's pretty nice. It is pretty nice. I must admit, I have seen inside it. I've seen some screenshots and I've had a quick look inside it. This little area is pretty nice. You've got some, again, more custom buildings. Looks like the airport's fire station, pretty nice looking fire station, is based on the kind of the outside of the airport. Some skips, and again, these all are, I think, SDK models. They are things that you can readily use in the scenery editor. These, I don't think, apologize if particularly to Andreas if this is untrue, but I don't think these are things you will need to import. But I tell you what though, look at the sun bouncing off the skip. Lovely. Some physics based rendering there, definitely. Look at that. Some of the glare, but again, you will see what is a custom model and what is is available in the scenery editor. And the models are fantastic. Obviously, a massive improvement over the 2020 models. And then we do have some very older default, to almost cardboard looking assets. The cars are very blocky and compared to what we've just seen them with like the sports car and the bikes, very outdated. But thank you everyone for coming into the live stream. Again, I'd be looking at possibly having a look at Mount Isa. Is it Mount Isa? I think it's Mount Isa. At some point over the next couple of weeks, hopefully. But we have more to look at, guys. As you know, I am looking forward to the upcoming Indie Builds Liverpool. I don't know when that is due out. Hopefully it's soon. Knowing Indie Builds, they'll get another massive airport out before that. We've already had the Dallas Fort Worth and then Hong Kong not so long afterwards. Some of the surrounding sort of shops and hotels here as well, by the looks of it. Funnily enough, on the some of the various Microsoft Flight Simulator forums, or posts, or groups on Facebook, there was a couple of guys who were saying Southern Soul Barbecue better be in this scenery, and funnily enough, it is. This looks like actually a BP garage, but it's to go. Again, nothing sort of over the top to the point of where it's going to be eating your computer alive. It's done to a certain standard, and to be honest, that standard is basically you're going to be landing over this section of buildings. You're going to get a glimpse of them. You know what I mean? You're going to get a glimpse of them, and you don't need to be having a good look at them. Again, there we go. Southern Soul here as well. There's also the barbecue joint here, which I tell you what, looks absolutely amazing. It's the same place, I think. It's just another building to it. The texturing, so this is obviously a 2D photo reference that they've taken, and it is very crisp and clear. Like, there's no 3D depth to it, which, it's a shame, but again, the actual texture to it is nice. And again, if you don't come out and use avatar walking mode, or you don't get your drone camera out a lot and have a look at things around the airport sceneries, then you won't see that. And if you do see it, you might be taxiing off the runway, or you might have taken off, and you might get a little slight look at it. It'll look fantastic. You know what I mean? It will look nice, and I don't even think you would even... I think at this point you would already be up in the air, And look at this. I mean, if you're looking at it, guys, the 3D assets look absolutely fine. And what you've got to look at here is developers do make airports to be this kind of way. They're not making them for you to walk around and explore them. Other developers do that. End-of-day simulations do it very, very well, I may add. If one airport I can truly say that everyone needs to have a look at is Christchurch. You can get some of these drivable vehicles. You can go on avatar walker mode, and you can walk around all of the different buildings that end-of-day simulations have done with Christchurch. There's other airports and other developers that do it just as well. But off the top of my head, that is one where you can just go around, have a look at the general aviation building, the helicopter charter building. You can go around the actual main terminal itself, all walkable. And then there's developers who are just like, listen, this isn't the airport to be going and walking around, but for the amount that we've done around the surroundings, it's perfectly fine. And this is one of those airports. First time I had their barbecue, I sat right on those picnic tables. I mean, for me, I can't say that I've been to an actual barbecue place. We have a couple in the UK, but they're not the ones that you find over in the US. I've never been to the US. I'd love to, but that is one to sit there and watch the planes. Pretty much the dream is to go and sit at the In-N-Out Burger Doesn't matter how nice In-N-Out Burger is, I want to go there outside LAX and sit out on the benches outside In-N-Out Burger at Los Angeles and watch the planes come in. That is a dream of mine. I will always keep it a dream of mine. If I don't ever get to do it, it is what it is. We've got a Dollar Tree. We've got a Winn-Dixie. I've not heard of Winn-Dixie. Funnily enough, I've watched a lot of different sorts of videos over from US creators going around shops and various. I know there's a lot of different chains of shops around the United States of America, but Winn-Dixie is not one I've heard of. 100% legendary place to go. I've been to St. Simons a decent amount. Nice. I mean, again, I understand. Obviously, when people live or go or have been there many a times and see that developers are doing the airport, they want the scenery in the airport to be the very, very best that can be, because it just resonates with people when they see the creations virtually, and it's the same for me when Indie Builds are making Liverpool. I just really, really hope it's a good rendition. I oddly enough, I'm still a bit worried, but I'm worried that it might not be on the level as something like Hong Kong, which is fantastic. For me, I think it's going to be more like Leeds Bradford version 2, which again is fine because it's still going to be the most definitive Liverpool airport we can have in the sim. Anyway, guys, let's head over to the FBO, but this hangar to start with, because for me, these are the two. And again, it makes sense because these two, you can get right up close to them. You can go inside the interior of the FBO. So it makes sense to why Andreas has spent, for me, I could be completely wrong, but I think he spent more time with these particular buildings. You can even see it in the Air Elite sign here, fully 3D modeled. There's a lot of clutter inside the hangar. We've got some of these new animated people that you can place in your sceneries with 2024 now. That is one hell of a throw. But the avatars are, they're all right. They're not very, they're not ultra realistic humans, but they're animated and they work quite well. The vendor machine here is the most detailed vendor machine I've seen in an airport scenery, because everything is 3D modeled. Every keypad has got its own button. There's no brands in there, of course. I think we'd probably get in trouble for that, but yeah, these I think are all items you can put in the scenery editor. Now let's see if we've got anything that is authentic to the area here. A lot of French. Oh, look at this. So I don't know if hopefully Andreas at some point sees the stream or seeing the stream, but there's a lot of French influence. Normandy, we've got Orly, is it Orly? Paris Orly Airport. Here we've got, yeah. And then we've actually got Flight Sim 2, Flight Sim 2002. That's the very, very first flight simulator there. And again, the actual board itself is very detailed. Does this clock work? Let's see. Is this a real working clock? No. I have seen real clocks in the sim before. Burn and Blue Designs are ones that have done that before, as well as a couple of others. What I mean by that is the clocks actually turn with the timing in the sim itself. Lots of relevant clutter. Some kind of generator box here, some sort of steel racking as well. But a very nice hangar. You guys, I know I'm very keen to see more open hangars in the simulator. We don't see enough. And what I would say, guys, is please, if you've got any recommendations on hangars, big or small, but of that very, very detailed hangars, please join my Discord and let me know. Send me an email, send me a message on social media, because I want to know if there's any airport sceneries, default ones or payware ones or freeware ones, even better, that have got really detailed hangars, not just interiors but just in general, really detailed texture modeling, lighting as well. I mean, this is done really well. If you bring the light down here, you get a bit of shadow and light inside here. You can see that, I think it's safe to say the FBO in the hangar is has been done to a bit more of a higher standard. Hi all from wow, okay. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, Voyagers in. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's a lot more detail in this. Let me just bring the lights down completely now. Yeah, look at that. The Air Elite lights, I would say the lights are done nicely as well. You don't have a really bright light. It does look like there's a, you know, fluorescent tube in there. There's areas that aren't picking the light up as much, which I think is a nice touch, even in the actual AE logo as well. It does look like a light box. I think it's very well done. There's windows at the back there. The internal lights, while not blinding, do provide some kind of lighting to them. Very, very nice. Now, the FBO has got some really nice night lighting in it as well, but we'll have a little look at the FBO in the day first. We've got some more of these sort of pre-built, pre-sim vehicles, which again are really, really nice. Look how detailed they are. Some collision on there, but look at them. It is honestly almost like they have built these vehicles to be drivable. I don't know. For me, they're just very, very. They're just too detailed in some respects. They really are. Thompson, wait till you see the FBO, mate. The lighting on the FBO is something I can say is a very, 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 very nicely done. Yeah, I mean, guys, again, head over to my Discord if you are on Discord. It's linked in the stream description. I want to know your thoughts on the vehicles, these default vehicles, because these wouldn't be amiss in an actual, you know, not a driving game, because obviously I think the driving games will use real world vehicles, but they are definitely something you'd see in like sort of, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5 maybe, but they are very detailed for what they need to be, especially when you look at some of these are the older sort of 2020 static vehicles that you used to get. Like, you know, they've got no actual model texture inside them. They're only textured from one direction, and again, they just look, I mean, they just it's like PlayStation 1 graphics, you know. I don't know how you go from this to these vehicles. These are, yeah, you know, was career mode supposed to be a bit more like, I don't know, virtual? Was career mode? Were you supposed to be able to buy cars? Were you supposed to be able to drive to airports? And I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say it almost, but I mean, look at the tire textures as well. were you able as a pilot, you know, driving one of these when you were still doing your PPI, you know, your earlier levels, driving something like this when you were doing some airlines and cargo routes? Listen, I know, guys, some of you guys just want to fly planes and it's all about the simulation, but don't know why the cars are so. I'm looking into it a bit more. I am sorry. Perseverance. One thing that annoys me is the making scenery in 3D cars is that many collections available and default cars are too. I mean, they are. The problem is with the news cars adding hundreds in the car. Yeah, exactly. And this is what I mean, mate. Why have these cars been added in? Why have we suddenly gone from really, really low res cars, like low res, to ones with an interior like that? I personally think Microsoft and Asobo had other plans for these cars. But that is just me overthinking, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, guys, here is the FBO. And what I would say with the FBO is there is a lot of people in this FBO. And definitely props, kudos to Andreas for filling out this FBO with an interior and the amount of people all sort of standing around talking to each other. You know, it looks alive. It definitely is one of the more alive. It's definitely one of the most immersive buildings, and the night lighting is fantastic. We will have a look at the night lighting, but we'll have a little look in it first. All these again are part of the SDK, the scenery editor, but there is so many in here. One of you guys, I think it was Mulder, Lieutenant Mulder, you're talking about the textures being missing. I think you meant on the props, and I think that's the missing texture. It definitely does look like it. Not too sure why that's happened because of how detailed everything else is. But yeah, I mean, some of this is a bit less detailed, and then some of it is definitely items that you can add in from the scenery editor. I know we've mentioned that a couple of times at this point, but you know, considering this is all 3D in this vendor machine, the bin and the magazine stand, and yeah, it's not a bad interior. It really isn't. Here we go. Look at this. Again, definitely something that has been photo referenced and been added in because of how crisp and clear that is. Very nicely done. Again, something that you will probably never ever see, even if you were to bring your jet or your plane right up to the doors here. But I do love the amount of people in it. I think it's very nicely done. I think Andreas has done a fantastic job to make this FBO a little more immersive and alive than what you would usually find. Established in 1938 as well. Some of your car rental booths here. Again, you know, the light shades and the lights and the images on the walls are all really, really crisp. Even this monitor, HB monitor, you know, you can see everything gone there. And then obviously, I know a couple of you guys have mentioned it, is that right next to this building is well, yeah, I'm still baffled to whoever thought this was an idea for an FBO with a pool. These guys look like they're having a fantastic time. It would be cool if we had some way of putting water textures into the sim. Obviously, they have their water simulation, which is some of the best water physics I've. Well, the seas and the rivers look pretty nice. But in terms of pools, you don't really have anything. You have to use just a flat texture, don't you? This one's not the best I've seen, but MK Studios did some nice work with their pool textures in Key West. The towels and the deck chairs look. I mean, they look way too realistic. I mean, yeah. Very nice. But I'll be totally honest, these guys don't look like they're enjoying this. and to be very honest, I don't know why you would be enjoying it sitting next to an airport apron in a pool. It's cool. It's been added in, and Andreas has used what he can to kind of replicate the pool, and the animated people are cool. Even if this guy is like literally his twin. Not too sure what's happening with the bodies though. Either these guys are very hairy or they've had a head transplant. Hang on, they've got a different layer of skin on. Or they've been sunburnt. I don't know. I don't get what's going on. Liam, you might know what's going on here, mate. I mean, she's glitch. They. I'm not going to say they're inside each other. Don't say that. They're all like clones. Jim Carrey, are you here? You clone. Don't even start me on that. Don't even start me on that. Anyway, guys, before we get into a discussion about whether Jim Carrey is a clone or not, let's... Yeah, so here is a few more bits here. So these are real-world models, and these are completely fine. We've got a Lamborghini here, a Porsche. These are kind of, I guess, the ones that you'll see the most with different developers. I think Indie Builds and a few other guys use this kind of car model. Some are a bit more rendered nicely. They've been imported with a bit more detail to them. And then obviously you've got an actual one of the default cars. Again, just silly amounts of detail. This one's got an actual different interior to it as well. Very odd. Misplaced, that's all. All right, okay. And then to top it all off, we'll have a little look at the night lighting for this building, which it is nice. It is really nice. There we go. Look at that. And these guys are still partying at the pool at this time. Night lighting for the FBO is really, really nice. I think it's one of the most realistic I've seen, because when you add it all together, the amount of people, the lights of the signs as well, you can actually see the rental car lights are here as well. Air Elite, Golden Isles Aviation, and the Phillips 66 sign as well. The night lighting for the FBO is really good, and I think the hotel here is also got some, it's a kind of a textured kind of backlight. I don't know. Again, Liam would know a bit more. It's the nicest way to do a faked interior, not a faked interior, but a building that hasn't got any parallaxed or actual 3D interior to them. I just don't like it when developers put in like just a light box and say it's a window at night. At least there's some kind of frames and shadows going on there to make it look like there's curtains and stuff up. Overall, the night lighting for the airport is really, really nice. Lots of different light sources on the sides of the hangars. The FBO is really, really nice. the Air Elite hangar as well. We've got some center lights on these runways as well, which also looks lovely. I think it's a really nice airport. It's not the most ultra realistic in terms of its overall textures and everything, and you know, some buildings, especially kind of over here on the where all the hangars are, they don't need to be really ultra realistic, you know, modeled and textured to a silly standard. Where it counts, this airport does it really well. It's a nice sort of general aviation, and you can get your bigger you'll get your bigger biz jets in here. I think you would definitely get your global what are they called? Is it like a global 5,000, global 800, 8,000 or whatever? Yeah. I don't think we've got any in the sim, but you know, you're gonna get your Citation X in here. You'll get your smaller Embraers. Possibly you might get some regional jets into here, but I don't think any regional jets come into here. I think this is purely business jets. That's my guess. Although it is worth consulting Flight Radar to see just what possibly comes in here. It's down as actually Brunswick Malcolm McKinnon Airport on Flight Radar 24. It is, say, on St. Simons Island. So on here, NetJets, so your CL60s, I think that's a Citation, isn't it? C680s, so your obviously we've got a C680 coming out for the sim. PC12s, your C560Xs, obviously your twin props, your bigger twin props, your King Airs. Let's have a little look and see if we can go back a bit more. And then obviously all your general aviation, your SR22s, your PA28s. Yeah, you've got quite a few of the Cessna Citation business jets. You know, you're on your small level. Oddly enough, nothing bigger than that. I can't see anything bigger than the smaller Citations. Maybe on some other days. Hang on, we have a Learjet 45. So yeah, getting a bit bigger there. But no, by the looks of it, there's nothing bigger. PC12. But for me, look, just eyeballing that runway, I think you might get some bigger jets into there. Anyway, let's give a copy away, guys, because honestly, that live stream has gone so quick. I'm not too sure where that time went. I know we obviously did a bit of flying at the start. We had a look at Wombie's 152 Ducky edition, which is so fun. I'm gonna have a little more fly with the 152 actually. Might take it back over to the UK and do some flying. Let's get a copy over to you guys for being legends. What's it doing here? I hate the way it does this split view. Stop. Separate. Jesus. Oh, why? Stop. Yeah. Why is it doing that? Right, there we go. Right, we're back. We're back. Right, guys, let's get a copy over to you guys. I was looking forward for this. I was looking for this in Australia. Oh. No, it's in Georgia. So between New York and Florida. St. Simons Island. Ape, what is happening? Well, I've got a copy to give away, mate. So probably because it's Orbx, yeah. Well, the one before this, I think, was Australia or New Zealand, Mount Isa. Is it Mount Isa or Isa? One of the two. I'm hoping to take a look at that, even though that was a prior release and not as new, but I still want to have a look at it. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I've got a copy to give away. So if you guys are interested in a copy, I've got one to give away. It's PC only. It's 2024 only, this one. Obviously, if whoever wins it, I need your email and your YouTube profile for me to contact you. Same as always, guys. It is the easiest way to give out giveaways because at least I know people are going to be active. So let me just activate the live stream box. Here we go. There we go. So again, 2 or 3 minutes because not everyone is in here. I've got Debarcus in, I've got Ape, I've got Get Outdoors, Aerodessa, you're in there, and you're the only guys in there. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. You get a better chance of winning. If you are, please do consider staying subscribed to the channel. I do live streams as much as I can. When developers, when I contact developers or when developers contact me, I am always thinking about you guys, and I say, listen, I always try and give some giveaways out. Some developers like to give 2 or 3, some developers give 1. It doesn't matter. What really matters is that the guys are supporting me and also giving back to my audience as well. So I always try and do giveaways. So if you don't win this one and you're subscribed, please stay subscribed because I do more giveaways, okay? Also, there might be something on there that you love. Voyager Sim, you're not on there if you're still watching. Mulder, you're not on there. Your Fast Jets, you're not on there. Mets, you're not. Dave, you're not. And Z, you're not. So if you are still hearing my voice and you are not on it, type something in the chat so I can get you up on there. I'll give you another 2 minutes to do that. I do like to give out any opportunity I can, so I will give people the opportunity to enter the giveaway. If you don't hear my 2-3 minute warning, then I've the best I can do. Debarcus, no keywords because thank you for bringing that up, by the way. I did mention it on my Hong Kong stream because the reason why keywords don't work so well is because I will give the keywords out, and to be honest, even if I give the keywords out at the end of the stream, people disappear, mate. People disappear, and it makes it very hard. I've got to either then redraw the winner. It becomes a bit of an issue if the winner then decides to pop up and was like, oh, I didn't claim it. And I'm like, well, what can I do about it? I don't want to be in that situation, really, to be honest with you. I know others would just be like, well, you've had your opportunity, bugger off. But I don't want to be in that situation. With active chatters, it is 9 times out of 10 the person who wins will be still active in the chat. It's generally the case, especially doing it this way where I'm like, listen, here's the giveaway, I'm going to draw it now, please get yourself entered. So we've got Debarcus, I've got David in there, 1807, got Ape, got Outdoors, Aerodessa, Thompson, you're in there, Dave, Z, Mets, Your Fast Jets, Mulder, Voyager Sim, you're not in there. Liam, Perseverance Theory, you can still win a copy, mate. There's absolutely no reason why you couldn't. So if you're still there, but yeah, good luck to everyone, and I will be back soon with more live streams. I've got the official trailer for Burning Blue Designs Gamston, so Retford Gamston. That's their next release, and I'm sure those guys won't mind me doing the official trailers for their upcoming Kemble and other airfields. I've got a very special video in March. I am allowed to say that, but that's all I'm allowed to say. Please stay tuned for that. I can't wait to share that one. And there will be more freeware videos and live streams as and when. But again, please get into the Discord or the social media of my accounts. Practically Geek, dead easy. Everything's linked in the stream description. I don't know how long the time is to active. I don't know, to be honest with you, but you're all still there by the looks of it. I think a couple of others have got in there. But yeah, I'm gonna draw it now, guys. That's the best I can do with that one. So good luck, and our winner today for a copy of St. Simmons by Orbx is Debarcus. There you go. There's our winner, guys. Well done. All I need you to do, if you aren't already, let me have a little look. Let me have a little look-ski. I'm also going to give you a subscribe, Debarcus, because you've got your own channel making your own videos. I don't know if you're still doing it, mate. Your last upload was 2 years ago, but I'll subscribe to your channel just in case if you ever get active again, mate. But your email address on your YouTube channel, there's a part of your email that says 338th. Just let me know if that's correct, mate. I'm not going to say the full email. People can always access it. It's not a problem, but I don't want to say it on live stream. But yeah, it's 338 or the 338. Just confirm that for me. If it is that email, mate, I'll get an email sent over to you, and we'll get the ball rolling. If you haven't already, get yourself an Orbx account. Yeah. Or in fact, my friend, yes, I still do. The email characters correct. Have you got an Orbx account? If you have, is it the same email? If it is, then I will literally just I will cut out the middleman and go straight to Orbx if that's the case. If it isn't, mate, I'll email you. So just let me know in the live chat now. As I say, guys, please stay up to date on my live streams via Discord or social media. I also try and put YouTube posts out as well. I don't really rate YouTube posts. I don't think they're very useful, but please keep an eye out for upcoming live streams and videos. I'm working on loads of different things at once at the minute, admittedly, and it's not what I should be doing. And thanks for the sub. No worries, mate. As I say, have you got an Orbx account? If you have, mate, let me know. And if you have, is it the same email? Because if it is, then I can cut out some of the things. Yes, I've had an Orbx account for more than 15 years, and email is valid. Is it the same email as the one in your YouTube? Yeah. Just confirm whether it is, mate. And if it is, then I won't email you. I will give that straight to Orbx and get them to add that to your Orbx accounts. But just confirm it before we end the live stream, because it just makes things totally easier. Instead of me coming to you going, is that your email? This is and I can just get things sorted straight away for you, mate. There's no messing about with multiple emails and stuff. But listen, guys, thank you. Yes, it's the same email. Spot on, mate. Thank you so much. I will send that through to Orbx. Luckily enough, I speak to Orbx through Discord, so there's no emails there. They'll pick that up within the next couple of hours, I think, because obviously those guys over in Australia pick up my messages in the middle of the night for me. So, yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in and seeing this airport. I've got more airports to show off. As I said before, I like to show airports off on the live streams more than aircraft. I don't generally show aircraft off. But like I said, if I do show aircraft off, it is purely to do the flight from a specific airport to the airport that I'm showing. I'm not there to review the aircraft, just the airport. Brilliant stream, Brian. Thank you so much. And listen, guys, there's obviously Aerodessa and David earlier on. Dave did send me a super chat, and it's incredible. But you're all fantastic. Super chats are great, but only do donations and super chats and memberships. Memberships. That's how tired I am. Memberships if you can afford them. Do it if you can afford them and you're well within your means, okay? That's not just for me, that's for everyone. Okay, that is for every channel. Only send stuff like that or do memberships if you're comfortable with monthly outgoings and funds, okay? Because as a person who has once had money troubles in the past, you don't need you don't need us YouTubers taking all your money. Dirty YouTubers. Anyway, guys, you're wonderful, okay? And as I say, channel's just gone past 5,000 subscribers, onwards and upwards to 10,000. That'll be it. Then once I get to 10, I'm going. I'm not doing any more. You can get lost. That's not true. I'll carry on. Honest to God, guys, I know jumping into the future here, but honest to God, I think I will still be doing this as long as flight simulators are going and as long as I'm still going. I fully think that this is something I can carry on doing when I've got grandkids, when I'm settling down and retired. I'll still have me set up. I can only imagine what the flight sims are going to be like then, though. They will be just silly. It's going to be mad. It is going to be mad to see what flight simulation looks like in another 40 years. But yeah, why did it get so serious? I'll see you again soon, guys. Thanks for coming in.